Hey there, Juggies, it's your old pal McJuggerNuggets here. Welcome to QnA number 7. God, I hate this face right here. It's half of Jesse's face, but for whatever reason, the camera likes to focus on it. This is the real me. I'm moving. I took to Twitter and asked you guys to ask me questions using the hashtag AskJugger, and you guys delivered the goods. Let's get into it. Our first question comes from Connor, who says, I'm 13 and I need a job, ... I really want some money. What can I do here? Unfortunately, dude, you're 13. Just have fun, enjoy your childhood, man. It's gonna be gone before you know it. Jobs are vastly overrated. The second you get a job, your life is over. So please put that off as far as possible. I'm still doing it. You're not even legally able to work, but if you want money, here's my best advice. Since you're only 13, there's only so many things you could do. Your first bet is to try and get some type of allowance. I remember when I was really young, if I ever needed money for a new video game or something, I'd pull weeds for my mom. I'd maybe get like $5 for like an hour worth of pulling weeds. Or maybe you got some stuff that you can sell. Just don't go to GameStop because you get 50 cents per game. Personally, I never had that many things I wanted growing up. It was just mostly a lot of video games, and for that, I always relied on Christmas and my birthday. And just save that money. Accumulate those quarters, do whatever you gotta do, man. I know it's tough, but don't get a job. Just don't do it. Godzilla asks if you've gotten your million sub button yet. Nope. We're coming up on 2 mil. Still no 1 mil play button, which, hey, that's fine. That is an important, priceless valuable that I would hate to have located in this household. The people that create the play buttons are really backed up. They weren't anticipating so many creators getting over 1 million subs, so it's been harder for them to manufacture them and get them out there. I've heard of a lot of YouTubers usually getting their 1 million sub button around the 3 million mark. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. What are you planning with Operation Nameless? I can't tell you that. I will tell you, it's gonna be a good week. Do you ever watch your old videos and laugh? Sometimes, yes. But honestly, I've been moving forward so fast that it's hard for me to even look back. I don't even remember 2 days ago. Like, I am so focused on the future and like what I'm doing right now that I haven't been able to watch old videos. There are some videos that I am able to laugh at, but then there are others that make me feel certain types of ways, and yeah. But I do think it's important to look back and laugh at a lot of things, especially bad things. It helps you cope better. How long have you lived in your house for? My whole freaking life. I've lived in East Bumble for almost 23 years now. What's your favorite movie of all time? I have probably like a top 30 list, and whenever people, I hate being asked favorite questions because it's hard to choose. There's so many different types of genre, and it's the same thing with video games too. It's very difficult for me to decide. But I always go with the default answer of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the original 3, not the Hobbit movies. They just have everything going for them. They're super long, it's an amazing adventure, there's romance, there's conflict, it's action, there's so many great characters, the soundtrack's amazing, the landscapes are beautiful, it's just an awesome, awesome story. What was the first game you ever streamed? Well, I was actually right around the birth of Twitch, and it wasn't called Twitch back in the day, it was called Justin.tv. I started my account, what was it, 2007, 2008? Something like that. But I think some of you guys may know this, but I was once a pro gamer. Me and my 3 friends were pro Left 4 Dead players. And that was the first game I streamed. I would pull regularly 100 viewers back in its infancy, before gaming was as big as it was. Because like now MLG, it's like everything's so huge, and like streaming's huge. Let's Plays on YouTube. Had I known what I know now back then when I was streaming, I would have never stopped. Left 4 Dead kind of went by the wayside and I stopped streaming, I sold all my stuff, and that sucks. Had I uploaded our gameplay to YouTube and had I just kept streaming, this would have happened so much sooner. Do you think your dad will be in any more Q&As or any other videos in general? This is a good question because that was the last Q&A that we did. It was with my dad, and as you guys know, it didn't really go as planned. I don't think he'd be willing to be in another Q&A video, but I mean, I capture him in the vlogs even without his consent, so there is that. And we just pranked him pretty good with Juliet being pregnant. Are you excited that you're turning 23 this month? Fuck no. MAA asks, when is your next giveaway? Cutting straight to the chase, I love it. Actually, sometime this week or next week, we actually have the Eagles Landing tribute shirts finished, so those should go live soon, and as soon as they do, I'm gonna give away some of them bad boys. Juliet actually just left, so this is a great question. How far apart do you and Juliet live, and how hard is it to maintain that type of long-distance relationship? I did a powwow on long distance. It's extremely difficult. We live around 2 hours apart from each other, which in the grand scheme of long distance, it's not that far, but it's far enough to be really inconvenient. I live 2 hours away from her house, and I live 2 hours away from where she stays at school. So either way. But long distance is extremely difficult. You hardly get to see the other person when you're both living separate lives. It's hard to maintain communication and a connection. But I'll tell you what, there's nothing more exciting than finally getting to see your partner, but then there's nothing worse than watching them leave for who knows how long. When will we see each other next? I don't know. It's rough. What is the game you're most hyped for, and that's excluding Halo? Darn, you cut me off with excluding Halo. No, actually, I'm more excited for Fallout 4 than Halo. It's been a while since there's been a Fallout game. We already got Halo 4, and honestly, when 343 took over, Halo hasn't been as important to me. I do love the Master Chief, and I love the story, but as far as multiplayer goes, which was a big part of it for me also, it just hasn't been the same. What is my favorite season and why? Without a doubt, I love fall, and we're coming up on it, so I'm super excited. Why? Multiple reasons. My favorite color is orange, but besides that, I love the foliage. I love the fall foliage. You got red, orange, yellow. I love the trees just letting loose of all the leaves. Turn that into a poem. Everything, the scenery just looks great around here. On top of, I like the colder weather, I like the breeze. Also, it means my birthday, it means Halloween, it means Thanksgiving, and it means Christmas is right around the corner. Do you watch other YouTubers? If so, who? I get asked this question all the time in the stream, and they start getting specific. Do you like this person, this person, this person, this person, this person? I tell them all the same thing. You don't have to ask me if I watch this person. I watch everybody. I don't watch everybody, that's physically impossible, but I watch everybody pretty much in the top 1,000. I may not watch everyone regularly or stay up to date with people's channels, but I definitely know of so many people. As I've gotten larger, I've made it a point to know everybody in the space that's also big, just because I feel like that's something you should do if you're in this space. Know the other creators, know what they do, and show them respect and admiration for their work. What type of music do you like? I may have answered this in a previous Q&A, but I like pretty much everything. Same with movies and games. I like all genres. As far as favorites go, I like alternative, I like rock, classic rock, and I just love some film scores and video game soundtracks. That shit is, Oh, and I love Juliet's music too. Winning! Is there ever gonna be another Everyday Situations? He's referencing a series we did last year, and it ended back in January. We decided to call it quits. Me and Korn were producing that series, and it just wasn't performing as well as we wanted it to. So we decided to have it end, and we had a good conclusion to it. So no, there will no longer be Everyday Situations. Although some people have contacted me wanting to continue this series in spirit on their own channels, which is pretty cool. Brandon asks, if you got the chance to be in a TV or movie, would you take the role? What do you mean? You haven't seen me in Men in Black 3? I was an extra in that film, and it was literally a joke. But that would be freaking awesome. I mean, who wouldn't take an offer like that, right? How do you deal with all your Twitter notifications? It's not just Twitter, it's literally everything. And it's hard. It's hard to manage getting attacked. And I call it attacked, but it's not like that. But all angles. Like, I have OCD, so when shit comes flying at me, it's just like, oh, I want to respond to everyone, but you start to get to a point where you realize you can't. That was a hard transitional period. And I've talked with Uncle Larry, and I think he's dealing with it now, because he likes to respond to people's comments, but it's just not possible. So it's difficult. It's pretty much you go in and out of the online world. Like, I have all notifications turned off on every social media platform, so I don't get notified. If I'm searching for notifications, I can do so, but I don't let them alert me. Because what I've noticed, if I try and make it a point to respond to as many people as I can, or I just really pay attention to social media, I don't do anything ever. I can literally spend every single second of every day responding to you guys and talking to you guys, but I would not be able to get anything done. So there gets to a point where you gotta cut it off and you're like, all right, I gotta make a video, or I gotta do something. It's just necessary evil. I love this question because I love my series, The Game and Rule 19. If Lost inspired the game, what inspired Rule 19? Honestly, the game inspired Rule 19 on top of Lost as well. Have you ever considered streaming on YouTube as opposed to Twitch? Well, when you finally get a Twitch partnership, which includes a subscribe button and making money through ad revenue, you have to sign a very lengthy contract, and it's important you read through that ish. I'm signed with Twitch for 2 years, and it hasn't even been a year yet. So I think I'm exclusive only to Twitch. But in the event I'm not, and I can stream on YouTube gaming, I like Twitch a lot. I mean, I'm familiar with it. We have a great little community. I love my mods. I love the emojis we got going on. I just really like what we're doing on Twitch. Nathan asks, okay then, what's your most embarrassing moment? I think he phrased this question because he had asked what my dad's most embarrassing moment was on the Q&A video. As opposed to my father, I will share it with you guys, one of them. It would probably have to be, what was I, maybe like 10 years old. I was passing a soccer ball with my one friend. We were waiting, I think, for Jeffrey to get done his soccer game, and I had to really shit. Like, I mean, like so bad. It just came over me. And I was like a little insecure fat kid, and I didn't want to, you know, leave my friend just by himself and run like 2 miles to the nearest porta potty. So I held it in for a good hour while we're literally just passing the ball back and forth till eventually I couldn't take it anymore. Suddenly I was like, man, I gotta go use the bathroom, and I went sprinting for my life. I was within 10 feet of the porta potty and suddenly shit came pouring out of my pants. But Jesse wasn't gonna let that happen. So I removed my pants as shit was literally pouring out of my ass. I couldn't get my pants down fast enough, so what ended up happening was I was shitting all over my hands and my shorts as they were coming off. I don't remember having a cell phone at the time or what happened, but eventually my mom, I hid in the porta potty for the remainder of the duration, and I just remember my mom coming to the porta potty with a change of clothes, and there was just shit everywhere, and it was so embarrassing. And I think my friend caught me on the way out while I was getting in my mom's car and just saw like me crying and like shit all over my hands. And he was just like, and there goes our friendship and my dignity. John asks, how did you lose weight? That's right, I used to be 50 pounds heavier. I was a little chubbums. That's what I call the freshman 50. When I was a freshman in college, just the unlimited amount of food, that, and I was dealing with a very difficult breakup, I packed on the pounds. But how I lost it was I just made gradual changes. I started beating myself up. I'm like, you were so fat, that's why your girlfriend left you. I said some sick things to myself. And eventually, I started to curb my diet, and I just started jogging. Baby steps. I cut out fast food, I cut out alcohol, generally, and I would jog a couple days each week. Eventually it got to the point where I tried this exercise program called Insanity. Fast forward, I went through that 60-day program 6 to 7 times, and now my diet is also super clean. So it's almost an evolution of diet and exercise to where you really start to get good and care about what goes into your body and what you do with it. Was that a hickey on your neck? Trust me, I know exactly what you're talking about. Since I'm always on camera, I know exactly what I look like on any given day. And you're talking about this big thing right here. Unfortunately, no, that is not a hickey. That is just a massive pimple. When you have like neck beard, when you start to get facial hair on your neck, it starts to basically culminate bacteria and dirt, and eventually you will break out in these areas, especially after you shave. It's bad. So that's a freaking pimple. It's not a hickey. Double question from my friend Minnie. Can you spike your hair like you used to, and what are your plans, or how do you feel about reaching 2 million subs? Well, I don't like to count my chickens before they hatch, but I'm super excited to reach it. I know we will, and I know we can do it. I can't even believe it. My goal is to hit 2 million by my birthday, which is in like 3 weeks, but I'm not entirely convinced we can do it. Maybe we can make a final push once we get 1.9, but like, I don't know. I'm just extremely grateful to be where I'm at right now, thanks to you guys. And as far as the hair goes, I'm growing that ish out. You may not see me for a while with the spiked hair. I don't even remember that. What does that guy look like? I was thinking about going skydiving for the 2 mil. I know people do that, and that would be really out of my comfort zone, and it could be entertaining to watch. I had to throw a ridiculous question in here. Can you prove that you're still suffering from the effects of mono? This is laughable because this is not the first time I've heard this. People... There's just a few things I have to say. One, why would I fake a disease? Number two, if you go back like a month ago when I was in the heat of it, do you really think that's acting? Here, let's do this. As far as the effects go, obviously the symptoms are going. I don't have sore throat. I don't have a fever or anything like that. I just have, I think I may have tore, like I don't think I tore it. That's a little extreme, but I do have, my lymph nodes are swollen. I don't know if you're able to see them. Obviously ignore that shit. That's not a lymph node, but it's like, there's one over here, there's one over here. They're pretty big. I can't believe I'm showing you I actually have an illness. You guys are fucking ridiculous. And then at my spleen, it's really swollen right around here. Like, it's like super swole. There's a lot of pain and discomfort, and you'll hear me complain about it on the live stream all the time. But unfortunately, I haven't been able to resume regular exercise of any kind, so it just sucks. It's been a long time, and mono, it could take months. But if you don't believe what I say, how about I get an envelope or a package, I'll spit in it, or I'll bleed in it, or I'll cry in it, you send me your address, I'll send it to you, you ingest whatever fluids I give you, wait 4 to 6 weeks, because that's the incubation period, and then tell me if you get it, and say bullshit or not. Biological warfare. I'm kidding, man, but it's legitimate. And our last question today, how long have you had glasses for? I actually kind of forget. I think I got them sometime in high school, so I've had them for at least 6 years. And it was kind of funny, I remember back in the day, I used to think I had perfect vision. Until one day, I was asked to read this sign that was far away, and I couldn't read it, but everyone else can. Went to the eye doctors, he's like, you're 20/40 in this eye and 20/50 in this eye. You're gonna need glasses. And I was like, no! But then I started to embrace it. I was like, okay, glasses are kind of cool. If I need them, then maybe I can make them stylish so I look like a little hipster or some shit. I'd say it kind of backfired, and now I just look like a nerd. But yeah, I need these legally to drive, but as far as that, I try not to wear them too much. Mainly because they produce a reflection and you guys can't really see my eyes. Alright, Juggies, thank you guys so much for your questions. Congrats to those who got featured. We'll be doing a Q&A probably sometime in the next week or so. And also Eagles Landing shirt giveaways. Don't forget the live streams every Tuesday, Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern to midnight. If I'm feeling up to it tonight, I might do a little live stream action. Just stay up to date. Twitter and Instagram, links in the description, follow that shit. I also just watched a video that Jeffrey has fucking Instagram now, like legitimately. He's trying to be cool. But don't forget to subscribe for more content. We got these shirts in the shop. Dude, I love the red. The red with this controller shirt looks freaking amazing. Alright, I love you Juggies to death, and don't forget to keep it rigid.